response to the US seizing their oil tankers, today the Navy of Venezuela decided to escort their oil tankers and risk being attacked by the US. But this is a huge embarrassment to the US because it comes just a day after the US said that not a single Venezuelan oil tanker would leave Venezuela. But it gets worse. The US decided to completely let those Venezuelan oil tankers pass because they were escorted by the Navy. The US said, quote, "We were aware of the escorts and we were considering various courses of action." So rather than going ahead with what they said and seizing the Venezuelan oil tankers like they said they would, because the Venezuelan Navy was escorting these oil tankers, the US decided to let them pass. Venezuela said, quote, "Our oil tankers will sail with full security, technical support and operational guarantees from the Navy in order to exercise their right to freedom of navigation." So this is Venezuela sending a very clear message to the US that they will not go down without a fight. If the US wants to seize Venezuelan oil tankers, they'll have to go through the Venezuelan Navy. But the report did hint to this. The report said, quote, "A naval blockade is much more aggressive. Once you impose a naval blockade, you're not far away from using kinetic force." But as I kind of said, with Venezuela doing this today, risking being attacked to escort their oil tankers past the US, it shows that Venezuela is not scared of the US at all. But as well as that, it doesn't make the US look very good either. Not only does this show that the US will go back on what they say and they don't mean what they say, but it could also suggest that the US is scared of the Venezuelan Navy. The US warships off the coast of Venezuela literally watched these Venezuelan oil tankers sail past them, but they did nothing despite saying they would because the Venezuelan Navy was there. Not a great look for the US, and because of that, nobody's talking about it, which is why you should leave me a follow for the global news that nobody else covers.